Okay, how many of you so-called pro staff shooters are passing that buck up? 9 o'clock in the morning, right under the stand, walked right to the arrow that we shot out there. That's the second buck I could have shot. That was a big 9-pointer. I don't know how many of those so-called experts would have passed on that deer, but that's what you have to do. And if you can't do that, don't call yourself a trophy hunter in my presence, because you're not. You're an opportunist. So, man up. Either pass them up and shoot pure trophies, or fess up and say you just shoot any good buck. Now, we're having fun, ain't we? Well. I'll be goddamned. You remember that 9-pointer that I let go on the 16th and the 17th day of November? Well, somebody didn't let it go, and this is the remains of it. Huh. I'll be damned. I can't believe that. Yep, that 9-pointer, I had it under my stand a couple times and wouldn't shoot it. Apparently a gun hunter or somebody took a liking to it and shot it, and well, at least I found the remains of it. So, unbelievable. Yep, I had him, I can't remember whether it was the 18th, maybe the 20th of November on a Sunday morning, and I let it go, and I knew what size of buck it was, and then I had it one time right under the stand, and I let it go. And here it is, laying on the hillside where I filmed that deer at. Well, I see some does running over there. But where I'm standing right now, that tree stand that I was at can't be more than, well, I can see the tree from here. It's only like 40 yards. I don't know. Somebody shot it. I don't know whether they shot it in archery season. It did something in here. Broke this stick off. Coyotes were on it pretty heavy. I did. The things you find in the woods. Just coming up here, cut through here to go up to the truck to get that bell out with all my gear. Just pulled the stand and everything. Just thought I'd cut across this hillside for no reason at all. And lo and behold, that's a bittersweet moment right there, folks. Like I said, I let that, now I know how much that deer measured here. Yeah, he was a good buck, but he wasn't that good a buck. Yeah, Mr. Miller, this is Don Mealey. I hunt down here in Clark County, and today on the last day of the archery, or the rifle season, I come across a dead buck that I'd like to, it's been dead quite a while, I'd like to try to get a salvage tag for it. The last time I seen it alive was November 20th, so I videotaped it back then, but if I can just get you to come down and investigate it and maybe give me a salvage tag, I sure would appreciate it. Thanks. My number is, we called Mike Miller, game warden here in Clark County. He's going to meet me in Casey. We're going to take this bad boy home. We're going to go up there and get a salvage tag. So, it's against the law to pick these up without having a salvage tag. So, we're going to take this home, get a salvage tag up at Casey's, and we'll go from there. Oh, God only knows how he come to bed, being dead. I don't see no arrow or nothing there. But, the last time you seen him, he was under my tree stand. on November 20th. He died, who knows how, but I'm really grateful that I found him on the 29th day of January after I shot that doe this morning. I accidentally walked right into him by accident. That was a good morning. Let's go. Come on, man. Okay, Deb's got him. We got the doe on the front, we got the tree stands. We're going to go get a salvage tag.
Oh, yeah. You live in town there?
Yeah.
Just need your signature right there, Don.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, nice. You just go ahead and keep that with you. And anytime a conservation officer or any sort of law enforcement asks, if they ever ask to see the any sort of type of paperwork for that deer, you just show them that and you got it killed.
All right.
I appreciate you calling me first. That's a big thing. I never let people take deer out of the timber. It's important that you make the phone call first, and then because if you get stopped with a head and back, it's not a good deal for you. There you go.
Hey, Mike, it's been a pleasure.
You bet. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, we're going to boil this head down and get it cleaned off. Boil all that flesh and hide off of there and see what we got here. We'll let that boil for an hour, 45 minutes, and then try to get it cleaned up and make something out of it. So. She's boiling. Been about 45 minutes. We're going to have to pull it out, take a little bit of that hide off. We're going to get out here and cut the hide off. Here, we'll get down. We'll try to cut some of this. We'll try to get some of this hide cut off. Get and to loosen it up a little bit. Get it off there now. Come off pretty easy. And we'll get it back in the pot. And it's coming off really, really easy. Okay, we got quite a bit of that little cape off there, and hide off there. That'll help boil a lot quicker. Oh, we better get some more water. Nice thing about doing this like this with the snow, use everything that nature gave you, other than the fire. I guess you could have made your own fire, but that'll get it going. That's more water. Okay, we might have to take scrape a little of this off. It's been almost an hour now. We'll get some of this residue scraped off. Take that iron for a steel brush. Get some of that old stuff off. Comes off pretty easy. Up around here it gets pretty tough. We're getting a lot of it off though. What I may have to do here in just a little bit, I don't have my pressure washer hooked up right now because it's too cold outside, and I'd have to go freeze up overnight, and I don't want to have to take it back downstairs. So I'm probably going to have to run this up to the car wash here a little bit and really get some pressure washer on it. But you can see it's cleaned up quite a bit within the original when we went in there. But to speed it along, if I run it up to the car wash, it'll take a lot of that stuff off I can't get off fairly quick with just the pressure washer. So we'll put it back in here for about 10 more minutes, and then we'll run up to the car wash and remove the rest of it with the pressure washer. back in there for just a little bit. Coming along pretty good though. Well, here we are at the car wash. We're going to wash this bad boy out. Well, let's get some washing done. This will help get all those places I can't get out. So, well, I'll get the washing. Yeah, this is the new definition of brainwash. Washing the brain cavity out. The communists thought they had a pretty good deal on that. Now I think he's got a new brainwash program going. Tried to tell me that he deserved the second term. Well, we got back from the car wash, and you're going to get wet when you go up there. You want to get that nozzle in there and give that a good brainwash. And as you can see, in just a mere 2 hours, we started at around 3 o'clock, and it's coming up 5 now. We've done a lot of cleaning on that. The next step will be, I'll bleach it out tomorrow, put a little bleach on it, and that'll bring it out white, and would be pretty good. But about 2 hours brought that from what you started with all the membrane on it down to there. So pretty simple. But it is wet, and you will get wet at the car wash. You ought to do it on a warmer day than today, because it's pretty cold out right now. Well, made it down to the basement, from the forest floor to the basement of my house. Let's get him scored and see what it comes out. Some of the tools on the table you need: a couple tape measures, carpenter's rule, score form, and naturally a pencil. So let's get him scored. Well, have some fun with you. What do you think it'll score? Yeah, basically mainframe 8. It one extra point that would make him a 9-pointer, and we'll get him scored up here. Well, actually, he's not a 9-pointer. He's going to be that point right there is an inch. That little point right there is going to make that a nice inch point right there. So that's going to be a point. So he's going to be a 10-pointer. And, let's get him.
Go ahead.
Right beam was 21 and 5/8. I do believe. Left main beam was 21 and 4/8. First brow tine was 4 and 4-8, and the left one was a little bit smaller, 3 and 6/8. First, the G2 on that was pretty nice looking tine, was 9 and 3/8, and on the left side was a little smaller, was 8 and 7/8. Now we go down to the G3. G3, which well, on this one would have been 3/8, and over on the left side we had a 3 and 3/8 there too. Pretty symmetrical there. 3, not overly large, but pretty symmetrical. That there looked a lot more impressive than that, but it only came up with a gross score of 132 and 2/8 at 6 inches of deductions, and a grand total final score would have been 126 and 2/8. So if a person would have shot that deer, that's why I held up on that deer. I actually thought it might have scored a little better. It carried itself around the woods a lot better than that, but I knew it wasn't that good of a buck for score-wise because it was a 9-pointer, and that would have helped. You had that 3 inches right there that came off, and so that without that 1 point, you know, you lost that, and then the 1 inch point, so you had 4 inches that came off for those points that didn't measure. But it still was walking around, really nice buck. It's too bad that somebody had to take it up in their, I guess, I don't know how it come to demise, whether it was natural causes or another hunter shot it, but you've seen it alive, and it was pretty impressive, but I knew it wasn't big enough, and that's why I didn't shoot it. So there you go, 126 and change on that. So 126 and 2/8. Was a nice buck, but it was a young buck, and we were fortunate to find it. And by the way, here is the tag that goes along with that, and there was the salvage tag that conservation people gave us, and so there you go. A Pope and Young buck, or a minimum Pope and Young buck, which would have scored. So that's it from my basement. There's the salvage tag. Unfortunately, he got killed. So that's it from here.